scientific vocation was really developed when I made a request to the University of McGill in Montreal. When I was finishing my stay as a general surgeon in the San Carlos Hospital in Madrid, and I was granted with a scholarship to study abroad. It was called a Staff Training Grant of the Education and Science Ministry abroad. And I landed in the Neuroscience Department of the University of McGill. And that was a scholarship that lasted 9 months, and eventually I have stayed 9 years, which shows that scientific vocation ingrained in me. They were very interested in the problem of neuronal degeneration, and one of the things we learned very long ago while working in Montreal is that not only neurons degenerated when the lesion was produced, but also sometimes this degenerative conduct could be modified. And this modification resulted in a specialty area that has been highly developed in recent years, the neuroprotection sector, or how to protect these neurons that have been injured and that are going to degenerate. Our main aims are the characterization of several examples of nervous lesions that we use mainly in the retina. In this laboratory, we work mainly on the visual system, part of the central nervous system, and we work on the primary visual line on the retina and its projections. And we work at levels on different models that we have developed. They are basic models of lesion on the retina, models that analyze mainly the effects of the axonal lesion, or temporary ischemia or ocular hypertension, or eye spots lesion, induced or acquired when we study genetic animals. It is about characterizing these patterns of lesion in order to study afterwards the possibility of modifying the degeneration course or the pattern that we can see in these models. That is, our aim would be to characterize how these cells move at a molecular level, because we think that if we learn or find out how they move, we will be able to learn how to avoid the death, or at least slow the death of these neurons. I think that a team is created by time mainly. Nowadays, research work is made mainly by a team with very well-trained people coming from different areas, and my team is a multidisciplinary team. We have people that are part of the ophthalmology department, teachers of ophthalmology, but they have also had training in basic and clinic research. But we also have biologists in this department. We have teachers with a very important background in genetics. And we also have people working with us that come from different specialties too. One of the milestones of this work group is the period when we were working with our teachers in Montreal, and the teacher Villegas Pérez and me were taking part in this, and we worked and showed for the first time that in the central nervous system of an adult mammal, the axons of the central neurons could grow up again, could innervate their area of usual innervation, and could establish synapse which is functional. Also, another important discovery was the possibility of documenting what was the death pattern induced when the ocular nerve was injured, for example, and showing that that death pattern could have been modified by means of external influences or with the supply of the neurotrophic agent. We have been working with several pharmaceutical companies in order to get the early diagnosis of molecules that could have that protective effect, and we check their effect on our models of animal lesion. The Scenic Organization Scholarship is especially interesting because the money has not a strict specification on how it has to be spent, and it allows us to have more expectations on how to use it in journeys or attendance to conferences, or contracting training staff, or acquiring some special equipment. To sum up, that is what it has meant for us, a relief since it is an important economic help. I think that we have to work very hard in research in Spain, since there is an important deficit of scientific vocation. Maybe it is because it is not a very well acknowledged profession, and it is very important that we come back to this issue to arouse vocations in young people, because this will keep on being a quite important part as regards to the future of this country. I think that science is important for us all. It is nearly a means of life, and it is an attitude to the unknown.